Hello, grade 10. Welcome to our next lesson, which is the balancing chemical equations. So here in this lesson, I will teach you on how to balance the chemical equations. And I hope that you already master or already know the concept of the law of conservation of mass because it's the rule or the concept that we need to follow in balancing equation. Again, what is the law of conservation of mass? The law of conservation of mass states that mass cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. It can only change form, which means that atoms are just rearranged and then ang ibig sabihin din po nun, the atoms in the reactants is equal to the atoms in the product. And then the mass in the reactants is also the same in the product. Okay, so sometimes in a chemical reaction, may mga napoproduce tayo ng mga unbalanced equation and for us to make it followed or for that chemical equation follow the law of conservation of mass, we need to balance it. Ano po? So that's the importance of balancing a chemical equation for us to follow the law of conservation of mass. Ano po? So hopefully matuto tayo ngayon. I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para lagi kayong updated sa mga susunod pa nating video lessons. Are you excited, grade 10? So, of course, in our previous lessons, we discussed the different parts of an equation. Okay, it's subscript, the coefficient, together with the reactants and the products. I know that you can easily identify which is the reactants, which is the product. And of course, the subscript, okay, for the different atoms. Okay, the subscript tells you the number of atoms present in a particular substance. But of course, like what I've said in our previous discussion, meron tayong mga chemical equations or there are chemical equations which is or still unbalanced. Okay, so dito sa ating lesson na to, we will try to balance those equations. Ayan, so for the learning competency, apply the principles of conservation of mass to balance chemical equations. So in our previous lesson, the law of conservation of mass, you learned that during a chemical reactions, atoms do not disappear or do not what do you call this? Do not disappear and no new atoms are formed. Okay, during the chemical reactions, okay, atoms are just rearranged. Like for example, in the reactants, we have hydrogen and oxygen. In the product, we will still see the following atoms like hydrogen and oxygen, but in different forms. Like the definition of a chemical reactions. For us to tell that it is a chemical reaction, okay, dapat merong bagong substance na nabuo. But it doesn't mean that the previous atoms disappear. They are just rearranged. Okay. So using a chemical equations, you can easily visualize how atoms are rearranged. At para din mapatunayan natin that no new atoms are formed, okay, just the previous or original atoms are still present in the products. Okay, so for the learning objectives, we already did this, explain the law of conservation of mass. Kumbaga, i-apply na lang natin yung concept ng law of conservation of mass. And then, count atoms in a chemical equation. Of course, we will count the different atoms or the atoms present in reactants. And then, we will check if the atoms in reactants and products are equal. Pag equal, it is a balanced equation. No need to balance it anymore. Pero pag hindi po equal, like for example, yung hydrogen natin sa ating reactants is 2. Pagdating sa product, naging 4. So it's an example of unbalanced equation. And all you have to do is to balance it. Okay? Next, balance simple chemical equation. So yung ibibigay ko lang naman sa inyo mga examples is yung madadali. No need to give those what do you call this, complicated equations. Ano po? Next, apply coefficients correctly. Ang tandaan mga anak, na-discuss na natin yung parts ng chemical equation. Meron doong reactant, may product, may coefficient, and may subscript. Ang subscript, it's constant. Hindi na po ninyo yun gagalawin, bawal siyang baguhin. Nagkakaintindihan because the subscript is a part of a chemical formula. Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo? So, ang gagalawin lang natin dito is yung coefficient. para mabalance yung equation. And then appreciate the importance of a balanced equations. Okay, so for a review, recall law of conservation of mass. Again, what is the law of conservation of mass based on our previous discussion? You can write it in the comment section. So the law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, ang ibig sabihin nun, okay, that the substance we start with, yung una, which is ano nga yung unang tawag natin is reactants, do not disappear. Hindi talaga siya nawawala, ano? Or turn into nothing. Nawala na lang, wala po. And no new matter magically appears. Okay, hindi po nawawala yung mga atoms doon sa ating beginning of the reaction. Wala ding nadadagdag na new atoms. Like for example, in the reactants, hydrogen atoms react to oxygen atoms, produces water. 'Di ba? Pag nag-react ang hydrogen sa oxygen, okay, it will produce water. Water is the new substance. But if we're going to um what do you call this, analyze, okay, or observe the equation, in the reactant, we have hydrogen. In the hydrogen and oxygen. In the product, the chemical formula of water is H2O. Okay, hydrogen and oxygen are still present. But, okay, napansin nyo ba doon, may bago ba tayong atoms or element na nadagdag? Like for example, aluminum, calcium, wala. Ang chemical formula ng water ay H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, like the previous atoms, hydrogen and oxygen. In the reactant, hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas. But when these two atoms react, they form new substance which is water in liquid form. Okay, na-rearrange lang pero walang nabago, walang naalis. Yung mass ng atoms, same pa din. Okay, that's the law of conservation of mass. So instead, the atoms are only rearranged in the law of conservation of mass or in the chemical reaction to form new substances. And the new substances are always known as the products. Okay, so yun ang nating tatandaan, ano? So in every chemical reaction, the total number of atoms of each element must be the same on both sides of the equation. So sa equation natin, merong reactant, may product. Dapat same yung number ng atoms, okay, in both sides. But there are instances, mga anak. May mga instances talaga na hindi palaging balance equation yung nabubuo natin sa chemical reaction. Why is that so? Bakit, sir, kaya may mga equation na sometimes hindi balance? Okay? Kasi mga anak, in original standard of compounds, may mga nakaset na talagang chemical formula in each compound. Like for example, water, H2O na talaga yung kanyang chemical formula, which is hindi na natin siya pwedeng galawin. Okay, another, for example, is glucose. Ang chemical formula ng glucose is C6H12O6, which contains 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, and 6 oxygen. Yun ay standard form na, okay, ng mga compounds. Hindi yun nababago. Kaya ang gagawin na lang natin para ma-ensure na ma-balance natin yung mga chemical equations, we will add coefficients. Okay, coefficients. Pero yung subscript, hindi mo siya pwedeng baguhin. Sir, bakit hindi po pwedeng baguhin ang subscript? Kasi once na binago mo ang subscript, the compounds or the substance will change its form. Like for example, yung O2 natin, oxygen, di ba ang oxygen ang symbol niya ay capital O, and then ang kanyang subscript ay 2, O2. It's an oxygen gas. Pero pag binago mo yung subscript, like ginawa mo siyang 3, O3, hindi na siya oxygen, magiging ozone layer na siya. So kaya hindi mo basta-basta babaguhin ang subscript. Kasi pag binago mo ang subscript, mababago din yung substance. Nagkakaintindihan. Kaya ang gagawin natin, ang gagalawin nyo lang dito, tatandaan palagi, is the coefficient. Okay? So even if the substances change in form, the atoms themselves are conserved and just reorganized into new combinations. Okay? So like what I've said earlier, sample natin yung ating water. Ano? So let's say 2 molecules of hydrogen gas react to 1 molecules of oxygen produces water. Okay, or 2 molecules of water. Here in this equation, as you can see in our reactant, we have 2 molecules of hydrogen gas. Okay, and then we have 1 molecule of oxygen gas. Kung titingnan natin sa ating reactants, ilan po yung hydrogen natin? Ilan yung hydrogen natin? We have 2 hydrogen atoms. But yung hydrogen may coefficient. May coefficient siya. So ang gagawin ninyo dito, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So ibig sabihin sa reactant natin, meron tayong 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay? How about the oxygen atoms? Ilan po yung ating oxygen atoms sa reactant? Okay, ano yung subscript? 2. So, ibig sabihin nun, meron tayong dalawang oxygen atoms sa reactant, which is, i-check natin sa product. Ang naging product niya is 2 molecules of water. Okay, so tingnan natin. Okay, ang ating hydrogen may coefficient na 2. Okay, 2 times 2, 4, which is balance. Okay, yung number of atoms ng reactant ng hydrogen and product is equal. Sa ating oxygen, meron ding coefficient na 2, which means may 2 oxygen atoms sa product, which is equal sa reactant. So this equation is an example of a balance equation. So do we need to still balance this equation? Hindi na. Kasi balance na po yan. Equal na yung number ng atoms ng reactant and product. Okay? Sige. So what is a balance equation? So a balanced chemical equation shows that a chemical reaction follows the law of conservation of mass. This means that atoms are not lost or gained during the reaction. They are only rearranged to form new substances. Yun nga mga anak. Okay, actually, the law of conservation of mass is also connected to the idea of John Dalton. Okay, 'di ba? Sabi ni John Dalton then that during a chemical reaction, okay, no new atoms are formed, no new atoms disappear. Instead, atoms are just rearranged to form new substances. Kumbaga, na-rearrange lang sila. Okay, ni-rearrange lang natin yung mga atoms sa reactant para makabuo ng mga bagong substances. Okay, next. Another example, magbibigay ako ng example ngayon. Let's say we have zinc. Okay, ang basa natin dito is zinc reacts with hydrochloric or 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid to produce zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Okay, so mga anak, grade 10, dapat alam niyo na yung pagbabasa din ng mga chemical formula kasi ito ay part nga ng ating grade 9 lessons. Pero since you still coping kasi galing kayo sa old curriculum, mas maganda siguro you have to practice, you have to download a chart for a common compounds kasi during discussions naman, mostly ang binibigay ng mga teachers is yung mga common compounds lamang. Ano po? Ayan, so here, let's analyze the equation here. So for the reactants, we have 3 types of atoms. Atoms of zinc, atoms of hydrogen, and atoms of chlorine. So we will count the atoms from the reactant to the product if it is equal. Okay, so kung titingnan natin, yung zinc natin sa reactant is 1. Okay, only 1. Sir, wala na pong nakalagay na 1. Paano niyo nalaman? Kasi mga anak, pag 1 na, hindi na natin ilalagay yung subscript na 1. Okay, it's the symbol alone. Okay, at ang symbol, ibig sabihin nun, may 1 atom. Okay, exempted po or exempt sa mga diatomic molecules. Let's say for example, hydrogen. Okay, pag sinulat mo ang hydrogen mga anak, H lang ang isusulat mo. But, okay, nasabi ko na sa inyo na yung mga diatomic molecules, they exist, okay, as diatomic molecules like yung hydrogen, pag sinulat mo dapat H2. Meron dapat siyang subscript na 2 because in its original state, hydrogen exists as gas. Okay, kaya dapat sila ay may 2. So, ang mga diatomic molecules lang naman dyan is we have hydrogen, we have oxygen, chlorine. Okay, so those are examples of diatomic atoms. Ano po? Which is different from the normal elements like zinc. Okay, wala siyang subscript. Next, we have hydrogen. Ilan naman yung atom ng hydrogen? Dalawa. Ilan yung atom ng chlorine? Dalawa din. So, check natin sa ating product. Ilan ang atom ng zinc? Yes, correct. 1 po kasi wala namang coefficient diyan. Ilan ang atom ng chlorine? Dalawa, which is similar po sa reactants natin. Ilan ang atom ng hydrogen? Dalawa din. So this equation is still a balanced equation. Nagkakaintindihan. Okay, so next. Another example. Carbon reacts with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. Okay, yung carbon daw, Okay, yung ating carbon atom nag-react sa oxygen atom. Kaya nakabuo ng carbon dioxide. Okay, doon sa ating reactant, we have carbon, we have oxygen. Doon sa product, still, we have carbon and oxygen. Okay, pero ibang substance na. Pero similar atom pa din ba? Yes. Na-rearrange lang sila kaya nakabuo tayo ng carbon dioxide which is gas. Okay. So titingnan natin, okay, kung balance ba ito. Ilan yung ating atom ng carbon sa reactant? Isa lang. Ilan po yung ating atom ng oxygen sa reactant? Dalawa. Kasi yung subscript niya ay 2. So it means 2 oxygen atoms. So tingnan natin sa product kung similar. Ilan ang carbon natin sa product? Isa lang din. Ilan ang oxygen? Dalawa. So is it a balance equation? Yes, it is a balance equation. Okay, wag muna kayong excited. Kailan kaya tayo makakamit ng unbalance? Okay, so kasi yun ay medyo challenging na sa part natin. When an equation is balanced, the number of atoms, tingnan natin ano, pag ang equation daw mga anak ay balanced, the number of atoms of each element is equal on both reactant side and the product side. Because of this, the total mass before the reaction is the same as the total mass after the reaction, which is aligned or anchored to the law of conservation of mass. Kasi yun naman ang sinasabi natin sa law of conservation of mass ni Antoine Lavoisier na during chemical reactions, atoms are just rearranged, but the total mass before and after is still the same. Okay, at tinuruan ko na naman kayo kung paano mag-compute ng masses ng reactant and ng product sa ating previous discussion. I hope naman na naaalala pa din ano. Next. So let's proceed in our first activity. Activity number 1, balance or unbalance. So this activity, you have to identify whether a chemical equation is balanced or unbalanced and determine the correct balance form. Siyempre, mga anak, ang ating activity ngayon, titingnan natin, may mga sample equations ako, you will identify if that equation is balanced or unbalanced. And then right after, if you will identify that the equation is unbalanced, ibabalance natin. Okay? Ibabalance natin. At ano nga ang bilin ni Sir Wawi during balancing equation? Ano lang yung gagalawin ninyo? The coefficient. Gagalawin ba natin ang subscript? Hindi. Nagkakaintindihan. Yan yung aking unang bilin ha. Okay, so for our instruction, examine each chemical equation carefully. Then count the number of atoms on both sides. Siyempre, kakount muna natin to tell or to identify whether the equation is balanced or unbalanced. Write whether the equation is balanced and or unbalanced. Ayan. So for the following chemical equation, meron tayong first one. Hydrogen, okay, reacts to oxygen, produces water. And then the second equation, we have 2 sodium, okay, or 2 molecules of sodium reacts to chlorine, produces, okay, 2 molecules of sodium chloride. And then the third equation, we have carbon, reacts to oxygen, produces carbon. Okay, is it carbon dioxide? It's carbon monoxide. Okay, so monoxide, ano siya? So next, magnesium reacts to oxygen, produces magnesium oxide. And then zinc reacts to hydrogen chloride, produces zinc chloride and hydrogen. Okay, so next, titingnan natin kung balance. Ano, the first one, we have hydrogen and oxygen. Ika-count muna natin. Ilan yung hydrogen sa reactant? Dalawa. Ilan yung oxygen? Dalawa. Sa product, ilan po yung ating hydrogen? Dalawa. Ilan ang oxygen? Isa. Okay. Tandaan mga anak, ito yung tatandaan ninyo. Ang ating gagalawin lang ay coefficient. Pero sir, sa pagsusulat po ng coefficient, saan po kami magsisimula? Is it on the product side or on the reactant side? Okay, sa rule natin, lagi tayong magsisimula sa product side. Okay, before tayo mag-proceed sa ating reactant side. So in this case, saan tayo maglalagay ng coefficient? Okay, so maglalagay tayo ng coefficient dito sa tabi ng symbol ng hydrogen, capital H, 2. Okay, maglalagay tayo diyan ng 2. Okay, and then, ilan na po yung ating hydrogen? Kung naglagay tayo ng 2 doon sa hydrogen, 4 na. Ilan ang oxygen? 2. Okay, which is balanced na sa ating reactant. So, ang hydrogen naman ngayon, yung naging unbalance. Saka pa lang tayo pupunta sa reactant. Okay, doon naman ulit tayo maglalagay ng coefficient. So, maglalagay lang tayo ng coefficient sa hydrogen 2. Okay, ilan na po yung ating hydrogen? 4. Okay, balance na ba? Yes, it's already balanced. Okay, so this equation still, to, it's unbalanced. Ano, yung second natin, balance, kasi we have 2 sodium. Sa kabila naman ay 2 sodium and 2 chlorine din. Ang unbalanced natin is yung equation 1, 3, 4, 5. Yun yung ating ibabalance. Ano? Okay, yun yung ating ibabalance. Sige, para mabalance natin yung third equation. Okay, ilan po yung carbon natin? Isa. Ilan ang oxygen? Dalawa. Okay, so dalawang oxygen. Okay, and then dito, para mabalance natin ito, saan tayo maglalagay ng coefficient sa product ulit? So, doon sa tabi ng carbon. So, 2. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, magiging dalawa na yung ating carbon, magiging dalawa yung oxygen, and then, balik tayo sa reactant. Di maglalagay din tayo ng coefficient na 2 doon sa carbon. Okay, para yung carbon maging 2. And then, para maging balance yung equation. The fourth equation, okay, we have magnesium react to oxygen atoms produces magnesium oxide. Is it a balanced equation? Unbalanced din. Kasi itong magnesium natin sa reactant, iisa. Sa ating product, iisa din naman ang magnesium, pero yung oxygen sa reactant, dalawa. Pagdating sa product, iisa na. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, add coefficient lang din. Okay, add din tayo ng coefficients dito sa MgO, magiging dalawa yung magnesium, magiging dalawa yung oxygen. Mag-add din tayo ng coefficient sa reactant katabi ng Mg, okay, para maging balance. Okay, nakasunod. Next, zinc reacts to hydrogen chloride, produces zinc chloride and hydrogen. Okay, so dito, ang sa ating reactant, ang zinc ay iisa, sa product, iisa din. Okay, ang ating hydrogen sa reactant, iisa. Pero pagdating sa product, naging dalawa. Okay, and then yung ating chlorine is iisa sa reactant, pero pagdating natin sa product, naging dalawa. Ito'y napakadali mga anak na pagbabalance lamang. Anong gagawin natin? Start muna tayo sa ating product. Maglagay tayo ng coefficient na 2. Okay, dito sa ating reactant. Okay, maglagay tayo ng coefficient na 2. Okay? So, since ito naman ay two products, okay, kita na natin at ito ay diatomic molecules, proceed na tayo dito sa ating reactant. So, maglagay tayo ng coefficient dito sa ating reactant katabi ng H. So, magiging dalawa na yung ating hydrogen, magiging dalawa na din yung ating chlorine. So, isang coefficient lang yung nagamit natin dito. So, lalagay lang tayo dito ng 2. So, balance na ba yung equation? Yes. Okay. So why is it important to balance the chemical equations before describing a reaction? Bakit kailangan nating i-balance? Okay, muna yung equation bago natin i-describe. Kasi mga anak, okay, we need to balance first the chemical equation before we explain it. Kasi pag hindi mo binalance yan, makokontra or we will contradict the idea of the law of conservation of mass by Antoine Lavoisier. Kasi di ba ang sabi natin doon sa law of conservation of mass, the atoms during chemical reaction, they are rearranged but not changed. Okay, kung gaano kadami yung atoms doon sa ating reactant, dapat ganun din sa product. Pag hindi mo yun binalance, okay, iko-contradict mo yung sinabi ni Antoine Lavoisier. Okay, or the law of conservation of mass. So dito sabi, ang sagot natin, balancing chemical equation is important because it ensures that the law of conservation of mass is followed. Dapat sinusunod natin talaga kasi it's a rule. It's a law. Hindi siya theory, but it's a law in science. Meaning atoms are neither created nor destroyed during a reaction. It also helps us correctly show that the exact number of atoms and substances involved, making the chemical reaction accurate, scientifically valid. Okay. So without balancing the chemical equation, okay, would give misleading Okay, bibigyan tayo ng mga misleading or incorrect representation of what really happens during a chemical reaction. Like for example, pag hindi mo binalance sa reactant, yung hydrogen, iisa, pero pagdating sa product, dalawa na. Pag hindi mo yun binalance, it will contradict the law of conservation of mass na dapat yung atoms before and after or the number of atoms before and after similar dapat. Okay? So pag hindi mo yun binalance, ayun, hindi mo sinunod yung ating law of conservation of mass. Next, ayan, activity number 2, coefficient or subscript. Kaya yung iba kanina nalilito no, during balancing. Kasi nag-identify lang naman tayo ng equation kanina kung balance or unbalance. But the process of how to balance it, i-elaborate pa natin later. So try natin ulit. What is the coefficient or a coefficient rather or a subscript? Ano ba 'yon? Try to compare these two. So students will identify and differentiate between coefficient and subscripts in chemical formulas and equations. So in a chemical equations mga anak, numbers and small symbols help us describe how many atoms or molecules are involved in a reaction. However, not all numbers have the same meaning. Hindi lahat ng numbers may same meaning. Tingnan nyo na lang mga anak yung maliliit na number. Pag maliliit na number yan yung mga subscript. Kasi talaga naman lagi yan yung standard. Okay? Standard way to write a chemical formula. Yun yung subscript. Pag naka-whole number na malalaki, nakasing laki ng mga symbol, yun ay coefficient. Okay? At yun lagi ang gagalawin natin yung coefficient. Pero yung subscript, okay, wag niyong tangkaing galawin. Masisira talaga ang inyong buhay dito pag ginalaw ninyo ang subscript. Okay, litong-lito kayo dyan. Next, a coefficient is a number placed before a chemical, symbol, or formula. Okay, just like for example, this one. This one is a coefficient. Okay, it tells us how many molecules or units of substance are present. Kaya pag binabasa ko, di ba, yung chemical formula like this one, 2 molecules of hydrogen. Okay, ang ibig sabihin nun, 2 molecules of hydrogen. Pero yung atom, hydrogen is a diatomic molecules, 'di ba? So 2 times 2 in that formula, 4 atoms ng hydrogen ang present. Okay. So sabi dito, it tells us how many molecules or units of substance are present. For example, in 2 molecules of water, the number 2 means there are 2 water molecules. Ibig sabihin ng coefficient, dinodoble niya yung substances. Okay, yung subscript, dinodoble niya kung ano yung atoms. Nagkakaintindihan? Yung ating subscript na maliit, dinodoble niya yung atoms. Pero yung ating coefficient, dinodoble niya yung substance or yung molecule mismo. Okay. Next, ano naman ang subscript? A small number written inside a chemical formula. Like in H2O, it tells how many atoms. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Yung subscript, it tells you how many atoms. Dinodoble niya. Okay, yung atoms. Yung coefficient, dinodoble niya yung substance. Sige, para masimplisan nyo. Yung substance mismo or yung molecules. It tells us how many atoms of each element are in one molecule. In H2O or water, the subscript 2 means there are 2 hydrogen atoms in one water molecule. Okay. Ayan. So, ito yung mga subscript natin. Ayan. So, proceed tayo sa ating activity sheet. Okay. Mag-aano tayo ng identify the number. Okay. So, ito po. Chemical expression. We have 2 molecules of water. Identify the number 2. Yung number put to natin, ito po. Yung tinutukoy ko. Is it a coefficient or a subscript? Yung malaki ha, yung whole number. Yung malaki. Okay. It's a coefficient. So, ibig sabihin nun, there are 2 water molecules. Another, H2O. Anong ibig sabihin ng 2? It's a subscript. Ibig sabihin, there are 2 hydrogen atoms in one water molecule. Another, 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. Anong ibig sabihin ng 3? Correct, it's a coefficient. Ibig sabihin nun, meron tayong 3 molecules ng carbon dioxide. Okay, another, we have CH4 or methane. Okay, anong ibig sabihin ng 4? Correct, it's a subscript. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong 4 hydrogen atoms. What about 4 molecules of sodium chloride? Okay, ano yung 4? It's a coefficient. Ano? Ibig sabihin nun, there are 4 sodium chloride, okay, in that particular equation. Ano po? Next. Madali lang naman ma-identify yung coefficient and subscript. Ang dami ko pang binigay na sample. So, why is it important not to change subscript? Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Why is it important not to change subscripts when balancing chemical equations? Bakit hindi natin kailangan galawin yung subscript? Okay, it is important not to change subscripts when balancing chemical equation because subscripts are part of the chemical formula and define the identity of a substance. Okay? Di ba kanina natandaan niyo yung chemical formula ng carbon dioxide? Ang carbon dioxide, CO2. Di ba? Pero pag inalis mo yung 2, ginawa mo siyang 1, wala tayong 2, magiging carbon monoxide na siya. Di ba? Okay. So, changing a subscript would change the substance itself and make the equation incorrect. Instead, we only adjust coefficient to balance the number of atoms on both sides while keeping all substances chemically the same. Okay, so let's continue our discussion for our activity number 3, balance it, or step-by-step process for balancing equation. So for the objective, students will practice the 5 steps in balancing chemical equations by correctly balancing given reactions. So meron tayong mga step-by-step para sa pagbabalance ng equation para hindi kayo malito. Okay, so steps in balancing equation. So balancing equation is like solving a puzzle. Parang nagsosolve din tayo ng puzzle. Kumbaga, babalansehin lang natin ito. Ano? So we cannot guess randomly. We must follow a clear method to ensure that the number of an atoms is equal on both sides, in line with the law of conservation of mass. Example, equation, okay, unbalanced. We have hydrogen reacts to oxygen, produces water. Okay, so kung ang una nating titingnan dito, balance ba yung number of atoms in the both sides, the reactants and the products. So dito sa reactants, we have 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. But in the product, we have 2 hydrogen atoms but 1, okay, oxygen atom. So hindi siya balance kasi hindi equal yung number of atoms. So what should we do? Kailangan nating i-balance yun by adding coefficient. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi natin gagalawin ng subscript. We will just add coefficient. So maglalagay lang tayo dito ng 2 sa product, 2 molecules of water para maging 4 yung ating hydrogen and maging 2 yung ating oxygen. So naging 4 yung hydrogen natin dito sa product, hindi ulit balance kasi dalawa lang yung hydrogen sa reactant. So maglalagay din tayo ng coefficient dun sa tabi ng hydrogen para maging 4. So 2 molecules of hydrogen, 2 times 2, 4. So balance na po. Ano? So example equation of unbalance, write the correct formulas muna. Make sure all substances are written correctly. So meron tayong 2 hydrogen, 2 oxygen, and then a water. Okay, so yun yung ating product. Ano? So example equation another, step 2, check how many atoms are on each side. Sa reactants natin, meron tayong 2 hydrogen, okay, and 2 oxygen. Sa products natin, we have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So oxygen is not balanced in that case. Step 3, add coefficient. So balance oxygen first by adding a coefficient. Sabi ko sa inyo, ang una nating lalagyan muna ng coefficient is sa product side. Okay, so maglalagay tayo ng 2 doon sa product side, this one, which is yung hydrogen natin magiging 4 and then yung oxygen ay magiging 2. Balance na yung oxygen. Pero ang nangyari, naging unbalanced yung hydrogen. Ang gagawin natin, recheck the hydrogen, right side. Okay, para maging 4 yon, if-fix natin, mag-a-add tayo ng coefficient dun sa hydrogen sa ating reactant, which is 2 din. So, 2 times 2, 4. Okay, balance na ba yung equation? Okay, yes, it's balanced. So, coefficient lang ang ating idadagdag. So, recount atoms. Check again. Sa reactants natin, hydrogen 4, oxygen is 2, and then sa products, hydrogen is 4, and oxygen is 2. Okay, so now, the number of atoms are equal na. So, it's a balanced equation. So, activity sheet and balance equations. Step, okay, 1, correct the formula. Step 2 and 3, add coefficients. Step 4, recount. And step 5, balance. Okay, tingnan kung balance na. Ano. So, i-copy nyo muna itong mga sample natin. Okay, so this will be the answer. For step 1, write natin yung ating formula. Step 2, add coefficient. Okay, so tingnan natin. Sa ating step 1, ang ating hydrogen is 2, ang chlorine ay 2. Pagdating sa product, HCl, okay, isa na lang yung hydrogen, isa na lang yung chlorine, which is unbalanced. So, ang gagawin lang natin, mag-a-add lang tayo ng coefficient. Okay, coefficient dito sa ating, okay, ito po yung ating coefficient. Nag-add tayo ng coefficient doon sa ating side sa product, which is 2HCl. Ngayon, dalawa na yung ating hydrogen at dalawa na din yung ating chlorine. So, both sides sa balance, yes. Next, magnesium reacts to oxygen, produces magnesium oxide. So, dito sa ating formula, yung magnesium natin iisa, yung magnesium isa lang din, pero yung oxygen ay dalawa. Dito, isa lang ang ating oxygen. So, it's unbalanced equation. So, una muna nating ilalagyan dito is yung sa product side ng coefficient, which is 2. Naging 2 yung ating magnesium, naging 2 yung ating oxygen. Balance na ang oxygen, yes. Ang magnesium ngayon, unbalanced. So, magdadagdag tayo dito ng 2. Okay, ganun lamang ano. So, ayan. So, balance na ba ang equation? Yes. Ngayon, okay, sa ating sodium side, okay, sodium reacts to oxygen, produces sodium oxide. Ano po? Ngayon, ang ating sodium dun sa reactant, iisa. Pero pagdating sa product, naging dalawa. Yung oxygen naman natin, dalawa sa ating reactant, pero pagdating sa product, iisa na. So, ang gagawin natin, mag-a-add muna tayo ng coefficient dito sa ating product side, which is 2. Okay, ayan, 2. Ayan, so 2 yung ating i-add. So, dalawa na ba ang sodium natin? Okay, dalawa na yung ating sodium or 4 na yung ating sodium. Okay, yung ating oxygen, naging dalawa na. So, yung ating oxygen is balance na po. Ano, balance na kasi dalawa na. Ang problema natin, yung sodium natin is kulang pa, unbalanced. Naging 4 yung sodium. So, ang ilalagay natin dito is 4 para maging okay, balance. Sir, kahit ano pong number ang ilagay, yes. As long as mababalance natin. Mag-start kayo sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, ganun. So, para mabalance natin. So, alisin muna natin ito, para makita ninyo. Okay, ito yung original formula natin. Ano po? Okay, iron is equal to, or what do you call this? Iron reacts to oxygen, produces iron oxide. Kanina, tinanggal ko yung mga coefficient. Okay, so para makita natin, okay, na kung paano mag-balance. So, ang una muna nating lalagyan ng coefficient ay dito sa ating product side. Pero i-recount muna natin yung atom. Ilan ba yung iron sa reactant? Iisa. Yung oxygen is dalawa. Pagdating sa product, dalawa na yung iron. And then yung oxygen ay naging tatlo, which is unbalanced. Yung iron, dito sa ating reactant, iisa. Sa product, dalawa. So, una nating lalagyan ng coefficient ay sa um, product side. So, maglagay muna tayo dito ng 2. Okay, let's say 2. Okay, ayan po. So, ang nangyari, yung ating iron naging 4, which is naging unbalanced. Yung ating oxygen, naging 6. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. So, kulang. So, ang gagawin natin dito sa oxygen, since hindi na tayo mag-a-add dito kasi nakapag-add na tayo ng coefficient, 1 at a time lang, mag-add tayo sa oxygen ng 3. Okay, na coefficient sa ating reactant side. Ngayon, 3 times 2 is 6. Balance na ba yung oxygen? Yes, kasi 2 times 3 is 6. Balance na. Ngayon, ang problema natin yung iron. 2 times 2, 4 dun sa ating product side. Gagawin natin dito, mag-add tayo ng 4. Okay, so ang iron 4 na dito, dito is 4 na din ang iron kasi 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Balance na ba ang equation? Yes, it's already balance. Okay, so tingnan naman natin dito kung ito bang carbon reacts to oxygen, produces carbon dioxide. It's a balanced equation. Ito po, it's already balanced. Hindi na natin ibabalance kasi kung titingnan natin sa reactant, ang carbon isa, ang oxygen dalawa. Pagdating sa ating product, ang carbon isa pa din, ang oxygen dalawa. So, it's a balance. So, no need to balance it. So, may mga instances kasi talaga na during reaction ang mapoproduce is a balanced equation already. May mga instances naman na may mga reaction na hindi pa balance. So, kailangan natin talagang i-balance para masunod natin yung law of conservation of mass. Okay, so next. And so we are done on this. Next, ito naman, unbalanced equation. So, anong gagawin muna natin para maging balance? Count. Okay, dito ang magnesium is iisa sa ating reactant, ang oxygen dalawa. Pero pagdating doon sa ating product, yung oxygen, iisa na. Okay, so unbalanced. So, maglagay tayo dito ng coefficient sa product 2. Ngayon, yung oxygen natin, dalawa na, pero yung magnesium, naging dalawa, lalong naging unbalanced. Gagawin natin, mag-add tayo doon ng coefficient sa kabila para maging balance. Kumbaga parang kiluhan lang. Nakita na kayo ng parang platform balance. Parang binabalance lang talaga natin. Mabilis lang to. Mapakadali lamang. Okay, next. Iron. Okay, reacts to oxygen, produces iron oxide. So, ito naman, okay, tingnan natin yung iron po. Sa ating reactant, ang iron po natin is ano po? Iisa. Yung oxygen natin, dalawa. Pagdating natin sa product, naging dalawa yung iron at yung ating oxygen ay naging tatlo. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, sa product side muna tayo mag-a-add ng coefficient. Try muna natin ang 2, lowest number. So yung ating 2 na lowest, okay, i-times natin sa 2 ng iron. So ang iron naging 4. I-times natin yung 2 sa 3 ng oxygen, naging 6 ang oxygen. Next is mag-add tayo ng 3 sa reactant side sa oxygen, 3 times to 6. Okay na ba ang oxygen natin? 6 na din? Okay. Sa iron side, mag-add tayo ng 4. Okay, ayan po. Balance na ba? Yes. Okay, so which step do you find the most important in balancing equations and why? Okay, so the most important step in balancing chemical equation is yung step 2, counting atoms on both sides of the equation. Ito yung pinakamahalaga na kasi dito mo malalaman kung balance or unbalance yung equation. This step is most important because it helps us clearly see which elements are balanced and which are not. Without correctly counting atoms first, we would not know where to place coefficients or how to fix the equation. It serves as the guide for all the next steps to ensure the final equation follows the law of conservation of mass. Okay, so for our formative assessment, choose the correct answer or balance the equation as needed. Write your answer clearly. So, titingnan natin kung balance or unbalanced muna ito, ha? Okay, so pwede nating screenshot. Ayan. So, yung first one natin is unbalanced. Why? Kasi sa ating reactant, 2 yung hydrogen, yung oxygen ay 2 din. Pero pagdating sa ating product, naging isa na lang yung oxygen. So, napakalinaw, it's unbalanced. Dito naman sa 2 sodium or 2 molecules of sodium um, reacts to chlorine. Okay. 1 molecules of chlorine produces 2 molecules of sodium chloride. So dito mga anak, ang ating equation, bilangin natin ilan ang sodium sa reactant? Dalawa. Yung chlorine, dalawa. Pagdating sa product, meron din tayong 2 sodium at 2 chlorine. So it's a balanced equation. What about magnesium reacts to oxygen, produces magnesium oxide? It's unbalanced kasi kitang-kita natin sa reactant, dalawa yung oxygen, pero pagdating sa ating product, iisa yung oxygen. Next, carbon reacts to oxygen, produces carbon dioxide. It's a balance kasi yung carbon sa reactant, iisa. Pagdating naman sa product, isa pa lang din. And then yung oxygen, dalawa sa reactant, dalawa din sa product. So it's a balance. What about iron reacts to oxygen, produces iron oxide? Ito'y unbalance, napakalinaw kasi yung oxygen sa reactant, dadalawa. Pero pagdating sa product, naging tatlo. Yung iron sa ating reactant, iisa. Pero pagdating sa product, naging dalawa. Okay, so sige nga, let's balance or choose the correct answer or balance the equation. Write your answer clearly. Okay, so ito po, balance na natin. So ito po ay malinaw nating sagot dito. Ano? So yung ating equation, this one, it's unbalanced kasi dalawa yung hydrogen, dalawa yung chlorine. Pero pagdating sa product, nag-isa na lang. So ang ginawa natin, nagdagdag tayo ng coefficient doon sa product side para maging dalawa yung hydrogen at maging dalawa yung chlorine. Next, we have 2 magnesium or magnesium reacts to oxygen, produces magnesium oxide. Okay. So yung ating oxygen, dalawa sa ating reactant, iisa na sa product. Ano? Okay, so ang gagawin natin, mag-add muna tayo ng coefficients sa product side. Pero ang nangyari, naging dalawa yung magnesium. So mag-add din tayo ng 2 dun sa reactant side. So ilan na po yung magnesium? Dalawa. Dalawa yung oxygen sa ating reactant. Dalawa ang magnesium natin sa product. And then naging dalawa na din yung ating oxygen sa product. Balance na siya. Sodium, okay, reacts to oxygen, produces sodium oxide. So dito mga anak, sa product side, sa reactant side natin, iisa yung sodium, dalawa yung oxygen. Pagdating sa product, naging dalawa yung sodium, tapos yung oxygen ang naging isa. So sa product muna tayo mag-a-add ng lowest number, which is 2. Okay, so yung 2 natin, yung sodium naging 4, yung oxygen naging 2. Yung oxygen balance na, yung sodium hindi kasi 4. So ang gagawin natin, mag-add tayo ng 4 na coefficient doon sa reactant side para maging balance. Next, iron reacts to oxygen, produces iron oxide. Okay, so ilan po yung ating iron sa reactant? Iisa. Sa yung oxygen, dalawa. Sa product side, yung ating iron naging dalawa, yung oxygen naging tatlo. Ito yung paulit-ulit natin kanina, no? So, nag-add lang tayo ng coefficient sa dulo sa ating product side para yung iron natin naging 4, yung oxygen naging 6. O mag-a-add tayo dito ng 3 sa oxygen side para yung oxygen ay maging 6. Balance ng oxygen, yung iron 4. So magdagdag tayo dito ng 4 na coefficient sa iron para maging balance. What about zinc? React to hydrogen chloride, produces zinc chloride. Okay. And hydrogen. So yung ating zinc sa reactant side, isa. Yung ating hydrogen, isa lang din. Yung chlorine natin, isa. Pero pagdating sa product, yung chlorine naging dalawa, yung hydrogen naging dalawa. So, ibabalance natin. Start muna tayo sa, okay. Since sa ating product side, wala tayong problem. Okay, kasi yung zinc iisa, yung chlorine is dalawa. Hindi naman natin pwedeng lagyan ng dalawa pa doon. So, ang gagawin natin, proceed na lang tayo sa product para mas simple. Okay, mag-add tayo ng 2 sa HCl para yung hydrogen maging dalawa, yung chlorine maging dalawa. Okay, balance na ba? Ilan ang zinc? Okay, isa, isa. Yung chlorine, dalawa. Yung hydrogen, dalawa. Okay, so hopefully, natuto din tayo kahit papaano ng balancing equation. All you have to do is to balance the equation by adding coefficients starting from 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth, kung ano man. Okay? Thank you so much, grade 10.